Hey, good evening, fam. Good evening. Hope all is well with everybody today. Hope all is well with everybody today. So, today, as a matter of fact, the next couple of weeks, as we're going into 2026, is going to be highly intentional and highly focused, right, on finances, right? Um, 2026 for most people, if they plan right, should be a superb year. And a lot of things in reference to goals, especially when we plan for New Year, finances is usually at the top of that. So what I want to talk today to you guys about today is and every every other day this week, if not every day this week, I'm going to be talking about a lot of options in reference to long-term financial options for you. Okay. And my hopes is that people who are watching this will start to take notes and start to implement some of the things that they learn. We've come to find out that one of the main reasons why people don't have financial success is because most people do not act on what they learn. Most people, it's like, for example, if you want to lose weight, if you want to get in shape, if you want to be fit, and you're watching all these things about what it takes to get there, but you never leave your house to go to the gym. You never leave your house to go for a walk, right? You're watching everything that you need to learn about dieting, but you never change your diet. Well, nothing will change then. It is simply that simple. When it comes to long-term planning and retirement, most people simply just don't act. That's all it is. In most cases, it's not really about the money. In most cases, it's not they don't have the money. In most cases, it's just the fact that they don't act on it, right? Or number two is they don't want to become disciplined. They don't want to let go of the things they should let go of to get to a brighter future. Today I'm going to talk about and I want to say good evening to everybody and welcome you guys into this live, right? If you're watching this live or on replay later, I need you to understand something very important right up front. Okay? Tonight is not about selling you anything. I'm not here to sell you anything. Okay? Tonight is about education, clarity, and truth. Okay? What I want to do is educate you and give you sound advice and information that you should be able to go into next year with more clarity. You should be able to go into next year knowing what to do. Tonight is about education, clarity, and truth. Okay? Because quietly, without a lot of noise, and you guys may not know this, especially if you're not in the financial service field, right? And before I say this, I want to encourage you guys to get your friends and family on this live. I want to encourage you guys, if you have moms and dad or aunties and uncles, people who are about to retire, okay? People who you know that came across some inheritance and you feel like they might blow through the money if they don't get sound financial advice. I want you guys to get them on this live right now. This could potentially save their life, their financial life, and their family's financial life. All right. So if you're watching this live right now, I encourage you to get people on this live right now. Because you're gonna learn a lot. I wish and if you wasn't on yesterday's live, you guys can go and watch that one. It's already up. But I'm gonna be doing a lot of financial education because my ultimate goal is to get you to a brighter destination so you're financially secure 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, so you can have a retirement. Most people in America right now as we speak cannot retire, at least retire properly, which means having enough money that's going to last them. Okay? Millions of Americans are making a massive shift with their money right now. And it's something that a lot of people, the market is not talking about. And typically, most people miss out on the train when it comes to finances. And by the time they find out, it's probably almost too late. Everybody's already been there, done that, right? But most right now, silently, a lot of people are moving their money into a particular product that we're going to talk about tonight, right? In 2024 alone, Americans placed over $430 billion into annuities. Let me repeat that for you one more time. In 2024 alone, in 1 year, in 2024 alone, Americans placed over $430 billion into annuity, which means they took their money from somewhere and moved it into an annuity. $430 billion worth, almost half a trillion. That's alarming. If you're watching this today, again, I want you to get your friends and family on here, especially the ones with money, especially the one who came across money, especially the one who's about to retire, especially the one who's thinking about retiring, especially the one who's already retired. Okay? We need to get them on here because this is almost like the same scenario when people missed out on the Bitcoin train, and people got into it when it was already too late, right? The large insurance LIMRA, which is one of the largest insurance research organization, right? See a shift happening. And I've been in the industry now for 18 years. And when they see a shift happening, a lot of people should start to open their eyes and start to think about where they're directing their funds. And when hundreds of billions of dollars move into one direction, it's not accidental, it's intentional. And I don't know if you guys can grasp what I'm saying here. $430 billion in 1 year, in 1 year, went into annuities in 1 year. Tonight, I'm going to walk you through the top 10 reasons why people are moving from traditional investments and why 2026 is shaped up to be one of the most important years ever for annuity. By the end of this year, annuity sales should have been well over $500 billion. Well over $500 billion by the end of this year. Again, for the past 4 years, annuity sales have broken records. This year is on pace for doing the same thing. So if you're watching this is almost like inside information here. I don't want you to be like, oh, nobody told me about this. I didn't know. I wish I knew. You are getting the information right now in real time. I don't know how many clients I've helped move money over this year. And we talking about not no chump change, like a lot. One particular client was $500,000 for one client, one guy. Right? So I want you to grab a pen. I want you to grab a notepad or notebook. And most importantly, I want you to keep an open mind as to what we're going to learn today. Because most people, in most cases, don't truly understand investments. That's number one. Right? And most people don't even know what an annuity is. That's number two. So I want you to keep an open mind. Before I go into this, I want to just briefly introduce who I am. My name is Maxwell Akinsenwa. I am the CEO of Titan Evolution Group. I've been in the financial service arena for about 18 years now. And my niche is helping people retire tax-free. Guiding people on how to retire tax-free. So anybody can retire, but how you retire matters. How much money you get to keep when you retire matters. And that's what I do for people. That's how I guide people and show people and help them put a plan in place for them to start, going through the process of retiring tax-free. Most people carry a 401k, 403b, TSP, things like that. And these are mostly taxable retirement products. What I do is I sit down with my client and say, hey, Wouldn't you like to keep 100% of what you've earned? I've never heard anybody told me no yet. Okay. So, again, as we're getting started, because we're going to school now, we are going to school now. I want you guys to get out your pen and grab a notepad and take some notes. And if you have any question, type it in the chat. And I can help you as best I can. Right? And before we get started, let me know where you're watching from. Where you're watching this live from. What city or state are you located? What city and state are you located? Right? This is gonna be a good one. This is gonna change a person's life today, if they wanted to. You're gonna learn some secrets today that's gonna propel you in 2026. Number one reason why people go into an annuity, right? People are terrified of outliving their money. Most people today cannot retire comfortably. And most people who do retire end up having to go back to work or moving in with their kids. And that's scary, especially when you had your independence for a long time. And now you're out of money and you have to move in with your children at 75, 80 years old. Right? The biggest fear that most retirees have is it's not the stock market, it's not inflation, it's not taxes. It's the simple question, what happens if I live too long? And if you're watching this, most young people don't consider this because they're young. If you're in your 20s right now and you're watching me, or your 30s, this is probably a concern or something that you're not concerned about. You should be, because the earlier you get started, then this question will be insignificant to you because you would have a lot of things in place. Most people don't have adequate retirement savings because they started way too late. Last year, November of last year, AARP put out an article. And in the article, it said 30 to 40% of people age 50 to 66 have zero retirement savings. Let me repeat that one more time so it sinks in. November of 2024, AARP put out an article. And in the article, it states that 30 to 40% of people between the age of 50 to 66 have zero retirement savings. If you are 30, 40, or 50, I want you to close your eyes right now and imagine how scary that can be to be 50 to 66 and don't have anything to fall back on? Can anybody understand what I'm saying right now? If you're 20 or 30, you can get away with it, fine. But if you are 50 to 66 and you have zero retirement savings, that has to be a scary position that you're in. So our average retiree's scariest question is, what happens if I live too long? Americans today are living longer than ever before. Living into your late 80s and 90s is not a rare thing in America anymore. It's common due to medicine, due to information that we know, due to working out, diet, all these things that we know now. Most Americans are living longer. That means retirement is no longer 10 to 15 years. It is roughly around 25 to 30 years for many people. Right? It is roughly 25 to 30 years for many people. Now, here's the problem. And again, I want you to, as you're watching this, I want you to start to invite people that you care about to get on this live, especially your parents, because they're probably on the verge of retiring and they don't know what to do. Okay? If you're watching and you have a significant other that needs to hear this, I want you to invite them on this live right now, because it's information that could be detrimental to your household if you don't have it. So here's the problem. A 401k does not guarantee your income for life. I'm almost willing to bet that 90% of the people who are watching this live right now have a 401k. If you're watching this live right now, I want you to type in 401k if you have a 401k. Okay? A brokerage account does not guarantee income for life. Social Security alone has never been designed to carry the full load for your retirement. As a matter of fact, it says it on their site. When you guys log in to ssa.gov to read your statement, it says it in there. This is designed to be a supplement to your retirement. It's never designed to be a standalone. According to LIMRA, guaranteed lifetime income is the number one reason why people buy annuities. So there it is. This is the number one reason why people move their money from traditional retirement account into annuities the past 4 to 5 years. This is the reason why they had a record annuity sales last year. Over $430 billion. Almost $500 billion in 1 year. An annuity solves one thing extremely well, which is probably the most important thing that people are concerned about. It creates a paycheck that you can never outlive. Let me say that one more time, because some of you are going to miss this train. Some of you are going to miss this train. So I'm going to slow it down and I'm going to say it one more time. A paycheck you cannot outlive. It's what an annuity does. If you've ever laid awake at night wondering whether your money will last, and again, most people who are watching this are probably not old enough for this to be a concern for them. But on the same note, they should start to be concerned about this. Because again, the earlier you start, then this will be a concern for you. I've been doing this for a while now, and panic usually sets in for most retirees right about age 53, 55. Because at that point now, they start to realize they're getting closer to that time frame, and they don't have enough money. If what I just said resonate with you, I want you to type income in the comments. If what I just said resonates with you, I want you to type income in the comment. We're going to solve some problems tonight. We're hopefully going to help some people going into 2026 start to plan for their future. You know, I heard this one guy said that life is not a game. Life is not a test run. As far as we know it, you only have one chance at this, and you can't come back and do it again. But most people treat life like they can push a reset button. And one of the blessings of being in this industry, for me personally, is going into homes and seeing people's situation, seeing real life situation, which allows me now, personally, on the personal level, to move differently. All right? Most people never see the people I see on a daily basis. Most people don't see people struggling to pay mortgages at 70 years old. Most people don't see people deciding between paying their healthcare costs or buying groceries at 70 years old. Most people don't see people whose cars are broken down and they just don't do nothing with it because they only have a little bit of income and they got to pay the most important things first. Most people don't see that. Most people don't deal with older folks and see that every single day. It's okay to go through that when you're 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old. But when you're up there in age, I forgot who said this. They say it's okay to be broke when you're young. It is not okay to be broke when you're old. Because when you're young, you can work 2 or 3 jobs to recover. You can't work 2 or 3 jobs in your 60s and 70s. Even if you wanted to, who will hire you at that age? Even if you wanted to, your body might not want to. I said it earlier. We're going to get real tonight, respectfully. We're going to get real tonight, respectfully. Right? Reason number 2 why people get into annuity is market volatility has broken people's trust. Let's talk about the market for a second. And I'm 48 years old. So some of you guys, if you're around my age, you know exactly what I'm talking about. In the last 25 years, Americans have lived through the dot-com crash, the 2008 financial crisis, the COVID crash, the 2022 market and bond collapse. And we might as well throw in 2025 because they're not saying it, but we kind of in a recession. And here's what most advisors won't say out loud. The market doesn't just affect your money. It affects your emotions, how you think, how you invest, how you move. Retirees don't have time to wait it out anymore. Because again, you don't have time to recover. A 20-year-old or 30-year-old, 40-year-old can mess around with the stock market today and lose everything. They got time to recover. But once you get towards that 50 age range, it is not wise to play the risk game in the market, because that time to recover and make it back up is simply not there. As a matter of fact, there are people who went through the 2008 financial crisis who are just now recovering. 2008, that's 17 years ago. And some are just now recovering. Back then, some of them lost homes. They lost 30 or 40% of the value in their portfolio. I was introduced in 2012 to a couple. One was a doctor, one was like a scientist or something like that. And between the both of them, they lost almost $300,000 between the both of them in their 401k from the 2008 crash. These are people who, in their mind, had 5 years left to work so they can retire. And just like that, they lost almost $300,000. You know how long you have to work to accumulate $300,000? And they lost it just like that. Data shows that risk averse investors are driving annuity growth. So let me explain what that means. Simply put, people who no longer want to gamble in the market is the reason why we are seeing so much growth in annuity, especially again. So if you think about it, to the dot-com crash, I believe that was 2002, I believe. The 2008 financial crash, COVID crash, which I believe 2020, and then the 2022 market and bonds collapse. So those people, okay, are the one who are moving or driving the massive annuity sales right now that we're seeing because they've lost it all. They've been financially crippled by 4 crashes in 25 years. 4 crashes in 25 years. And they're probably saying to themselves, no more. No more. These people are logging in and seeing losses, panic selling, timing the market, watching years of savings evaporate. I'm going to share a story with you guys. Before I got into the industry, I used to work at the dealership, and the market crashed in 2008. They laid off quite a lot of people, and they kept the rest of us on there. So we went from probably a floor of damn near maybe 20 people to maybe 6 or 8, 6 really. And then you count the 2 people in the internet department. Right? And one day I just said, you know what? Yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. It was becoming taxing for me. And I said, okay, you know what? All right, I'm going to go ahead and get my little buyout. I'm going to leave. And I knew I had some money in my 401k. And here's to my surprise, because I really didn't open the statements like that. But I did open it that year, and I saw $138,000, how much my statement was. I was excited. Yes. Ripped it up, shredded it, boom. Never looked at it again. Then when I decided to leave the dealership, I logged in and I saw my value drop to about $90-some thousand. So I lost damn near almost 40 grand. Okay. No problem. Then I went to human resource and I said, hey, I want to get my 401k. And the reason why I wanted to do that, because I knew I was going into a new field, which was what I'm doing now. And I've never done it before. So I knew, and I didn't have any like liquid savings, to be honest with you. I probably had no more than like $5,000. So I wanted at least a year worth of income, or maybe a year and a half. So that way it would give me time to learn the business. And again, I was like 28 years old. Is that right? Or 30? No, 2008. I think I was like 30, somewhere around there. I was still mad. I was still young. So I knew in my mind, I can recover from this. I can build this back up again. Then they told me the next slap in the face, which is taxes. I was like, what? Now keep in mind again, I was young, misinformed. I didn't know all these things. I just did what my GM told me to do. He said, hey, you're young, you're making good money. I want you to put $750 every 2 weeks into your 401k. And I did it. Exactly what he told me to do, I did it. I'm so glad he did. I'm so glad I did listen, because that money came in very handy. It allowed me to last in this business without being on panic mode, without being desperate when I'm in front of a client. Like, so I'm glad I did it. But I learned then that this might not be where I want to put my money moving forward, because in a year's time, almost 40 G's was gone just like that. And then slap on top of that another 32% in taxes. Nah, this was not for me. Right? So what's driving this annuity numbers now is people just like me. People who have gone through these losses. And now they're up there in age. And they're now panicking like, man, if I keep going this route, I'm not going to have any money. And this is the reason why people are moving towards the annuity side. Annuities, especially fixed and fixed indexed annuity, remove emotion from that equation, which means because it's a safe account, you don't panic every time you log into to see your statement. You're not worried that if you've lost 10 grand today, 20 grand tomorrow, 40 grand, 100 grand, depends on how big your portfolio is. Right? No more gambling on your retirement money. And when I sit down with my client, I have a rule that I tell them. I say, hey, listen, once you hit 50, everything you do now must be guarantees and safe. You cannot put your retirement money into risky situation. You might not make it out. If you're watching this chat right now, I want you to type in the comments, annuities. If you know anything about annuities, or if you ever heard about annuities before, I want you to type in annuities. Reason number 3, annuities are just simply replacing pensions. It's just that simple. There was a time when retirement was simple. You get a job, you work there, you retired, and you get a pension. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. Today, less than 15% of the private sector workers have a pension. And you guys can actually look this up. Today, less than 15% of the private sector workers have a pension. So now you are forced to create your own pension. And that's why an annuity is a personal pension. It's built by you and controlled by you. Social Security was never meant to be your only source of income, because Social Security kind of worked like a pension, like an annuity in a way. But the income you get from it is so low. That's why they tell you this is not meant to be your only source of retirement. So now the annuity is what is taking the place of pensions that have disappeared. Let me ask you guys a question. If your job pension disappeared tomorrow, what's your backup plan? Most people, for some reason, depend on their jobs. I sit down with people all the time, oh, I got insurance on my job, I don't need insurance. What happens when your job fires you? What happens if you quit your job? What happens if you retire? You can't take that insurance with you. Most people depend on their job retirement plan, which is usually going to be a 401k or 403b or TSP if you're government, right? What happens when the market crash? So my question to you is, if your job pension disappeared tomorrow, if you have a pension, what's your backup plan? Because again, a little bit less than 15% of the workforce still get pension, and they're sitting back and being comfortable about it, and that can go anytime. What do you do then? What do you do then? See, I always tell people a couple of things. Don't depend on the government, and never, ever, 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 ever depend on your job. You are your own self-care. I'm just be honest. You are responsible for you. Nobody is responsible for you. So when I sit down with people who say, oh, my job this, my job that, in a way, I feel bad for them because it's probably not going to end well. This is not 1930, 1940, 1950, 1960. We are in a totally different environment now. It's a whole new world. What is that Disney movie? Is it Beauty and the Beast? A whole new world. Is that it? I think it is Beauty and the Beast. That's where we're in right now. So you are responsible for you, right? Reason number 4. Interest rate made annuities powerful again. For years, annuities weren't attractive because the rate that you got for annuity was kind of low. But now that has changed. Few of my clients are getting about 7.7% in return on their annuity, which, by the way, is right around the same rate of return that people are getting from their 401ks on the average, stock performance on the average, without the loss. According to annuity.org, annuity payout rates are nearly multi-year highs. So higher rates means stronger income for you in retirement, better guarantees for you, and more value per dollar. Once you lock in an annuity, the guarantee doesn't disappear if rates drop later. That's one of the things I love about annuities. is that once you lock into that rate, you're good. So you locking your certainty in. And I want to say this to the people who are watching this respectfully, right? A lot of people are procrastinators. And listen, waiting can be a strategy. It can. But it's also a risky one because you end up missing the train. Like, I'm one of those, if it makes sense, if I did my due diligence, I'm jumping in. I have a lady right now who I sat down with last year, her and her siblings, to do life insurance for her, or IUL. Her siblings, all three of them, wrote with me the same day. This lady is still thinking 1 year later. 1 year later, it's still thinking, you know how much you've missed in insurance return because you're procrastinating. Most people don't get wealthy because they procrastinate. That's usually one of the main reasons most people don't get wealthy, because they procrastinate. The key to success for anything is just pure action. That is it. You acting now. That's it. Nothing more. Most people don't get into business because they're thinking on it and they never act. Procrastination will rob you of life joys because you're constantly in your mind trying to think about it. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to think that. I want blah, blah, and you never make a decision. So waiting can be a strategy, but it can also be a risky one. Because what we know is this: to make money, you need time and money. And time is the one thing you can never get back. Time is probably your biggest asset. Reason number 5, people want paychecks, not statement. I want my guaranteed paycheck. I don't want to look at a pretty statement. Oh, look. No, I need that statement. I need it to be guaranteed and for them to cut me checks. Before retirement, people ask, how much do I have? In retirement, the question changes to, how much do I get paid? Again, some of you who are watching this who are young might not all the way understand what I'm talking about here. But if you have an interest in what I'm talking about, let me drop my contact. You can also DM me also, but let me drop my direct number. Please text me because I get calls every single day, and I'm probably not going to answer most of the calls. But if you text me and let me know who you are and what your concerns are or your question, I will get back to you ASAP. My number is 443-208-5480. That's 443-208-5480. And you can text me and we can go ahead and link up from there. Right? But most people's concern in retirement is, hey, I need a guaranteed paycheck. Your bills don't care about account balances, just so you know. They care about income, and that's how the bills get paid. Income guarantees are the top driver behind the annuity purchases the past few years because annuities guarantee your income for life. It's the only product in the United States of America and probably the world that guarantees your income for life. Annuity converts into income stream. Asset meaning the money you deposit with them, they now turn that into an income stream for you for the rest of your life. You will forever get a check. That's the difference. You don't retire on numbers, you retire on cash flows. Just so you know. You retire on cash flow, not on what your 401k balance says. Reason number 6 why people get into an annuity. Taxes are a retirement killer. I mentioned that earlier. And I know from personal experience how much they took out of my 401k. I was livid. But again, I was misinformed. I didn't know. So let's talk about something people avoid, which is taxes. And if this is you, please contact me, DM me, let's have a conversation. Because many retirees are sitting on large 401k. I just met with a guy earlier this year who we helped move he has $1 million. And we moved 500 because he's still currently working, but he's of age. So we moved $500,000 into an annuity for safety, just in case the market crashed. At least I know this one right here is safe. And we left the rest inside his 401k to allow him to accumulate more money if he can. And then he retires in 2 years. Then we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and deposit the rest. But at least he knows $500,000 is safe and growing for him. So again, most retirees are sitting on large 401ks, IRAs, and pre-tax money. And what they don't realize is that money is not all theirs. I had to tell a lady earlier this year the same thing. I think her 401k was like 205,000, something like that was in there. And she thought all that money was hers because she thought once she gets to 59 and a half, then she don't pay taxes on it. I'm like, no, ma'am. Bad information. I don't know who told you that. When you're 59 and a half, the only thing that goes away in your 401k is your 10% early withdrawal fees. That's it. But them taxes, you're still going to have to pay. Annuities offer tax-deferred growth, control over when income is taxed, strategic withdrawal planning. Another thing I want to write down is this. The IRS allows annuities to grow tax deferred until distribution. And for higher earners and business owners, if you're watching this, this matters a lot. Let me ask you a question. You're watching this, right? If taxes worry you more than the market, I want you to type in the comment, tax. If taxes worry you more than the market, I want you to type in the comment, tax. So a lot of people are investing money and they don't know what they're investing in. Most people are believing that they're doing a good thing, which they are. You're saving money, but most people don't know that where they're saving can end up eating up almost half of what they saved. We're almost done wrapping this up, so you guys just bear with me. But I hope you guys are taking notes, because this evening is education. And hopefully you can start to apply this education after hearing this. And I'm here for you. Reason number 7 why people get an annuity is peace of mind is worth more than returns, than interest rate returns or whatever. Right? Your peace of mind, knowing that your money is going to be there when you need it. This is the number 7 reason why people get annuity. Peace of mind. Let me share something powerful with you guys. A nationwide survey found that 76% of annuity owners feel comfortable about retirement. Let me remove that word comfortable. Let me put safer. 76% of annuities owner feel safer about retirement. And in retirement, confidence matters. Forbes report that guaranteed income reduces stress and improves quality of life in retirement. Let me ask you guys a question. How would you feel knowing you're going into retirement and you don't have to worry about anything forever in reference to your income? You know that you're going to get a check until the day you die. You are not concerned about money running out because your annuity plan guarantees your income until the day you die. How much less stress would you be? Just a question. Just a question. How much less stress would you be if you knew that you were getting a check that's guaranteed for the rest of your life? Peace of mind is priceless. There's nothing like it. What good is money if you're always worried? Worry leads to stress. It leads to high blood pressure, ultimately leading to what? Heart attacks, strokes. Annuity give you peace of mind. Reason number 8 that people get into an annuity. The older annuity are not your parents. Are, these newer annuities are not annuities that your parents had in the past. Those are low returns annuity, right? Modern annuities offer liquidity options, income rider, inflation protection. Okay, which means your dollar will be valuable later on in life. Legacy benefit and long-term care features. Today's annuity are more flexible and consumer friendly than ever before, which explain the reason why a lot of people are moving into those products for it to have in 1 year $438 billion in 1 year. Reason number 9, no contribution limits. And this is awesome, especially for people who are high income earners, wealthy people, business owners, people who sold property or who sold a property, people who came across an inheritance. There is no contribution limits for an annuity. Your 401k have limits. Your IRAs have limits. Annuities do not. Annuities allow unlimited contribution, making them ideal for rollovers, business owners, again, high earners, and just a massive excessive savings. This is why wealthy individuals use annuities strategically. What I want today is for us to start thinking like going into 2026. I want you to start thinking like wealthy people. 2026 is prosperity. It has to be prosperity year if you want it to be. This is the reason why I'm doing these lives. Listen, I'm trying to take y'all with me. Either you're gonna jump on that train or you're not. But you can't say he never told me. This is coming from a person who's in the game, who's in the industry, bringing you information from the industry to you. Bring you information that the wealthy are doing so you can be like them. It is solely up to you if you want it or not. So you go into 2026 now, I'm telling you, without a shadow of a doubt, and you start to implement these things I'm coaching on and teaching on weekly, 10 years from now, you won't recognize yourself. 10 years from now, your family won't even know who you are. 10 years from now, they'll be calling you uncle and auntie. Some of y'all know what that means. 10 years from now, they'll be calling you uncle and aunties. Reason number 10, 2026 is a turning point year. I put that in as the last one. 2026 is a turning point year. Over 4 million Americans turn 65 every year. Not sure if you guys know that. The retirement system is under pressure. The mindset of these retirees has shifted. People are moving from growth to protection of my money. Okay? I don't care how much you tell me that I may earn. The keyword is may earn. I just want to protect my money, make sure my money is still going to be there the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year. Okay? Speculation into certainty, which I just mentioned. I don't care about you telling me I could potentially make this. I don't care. If I do, great. But what I want to know is my money going to be there tomorrow? And that's what annuities offer. Hope to actual true income. What's going on right now with annuity sales and people going into annuity, this is not a trend. It's actually a transformation. The world is changing. And I said in the beginning of this live, some of y'all are going to miss this train because some of y'all are going to get on this live and tune out. Some of y'all are going to get on this live and not take notes. Some of y'all are going to get on this live and forget about everything I just said. Some of y'all will miss this train. So I want you to know that what I just spoke about today, it is not a trend. It's actually a transformation. And some of you are going to jump on it. And you're going to be glad you jumped on this live today. So listen, as we're wrapping up, I'm going to leave you with this. You don't retire on hope. You retire on income. You don't retire on hope. You retire on income. If you want to know how annuities fit into your retirement strategy, reach out, DM me. Again, my personal number is 443-208-5480. Let's build certainty together. Hey, thank you guys for watching this live this evening. Hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed rest of your evening. Talk to y'all soon.